I'm 82 years old, and only now do I understand what love was trying to teach me. I spent decades chasing affection in all the wrong ways. If I had known this sooner, my life would have been very different. I'm sitting by the window of my small apartment, watching the late afternoon sun rest on the rooftops like it's tired too. My hands aren't what they used to be. My voice shakes sometimes, but my memories, they're still sharp, and lately they visit me more often, especially the ones about love, about how I searched for it, misunderstood it, rejected it, begged for it, and sometimes walked right past it without knowing. This is my story, not a fairy tale, not a tragedy, just the truth of a woman who lived long enough to finally see clearly. When I thought I knew what love was. I was born in 1943 in a small town in Pennsylvania. My mother used to brush my hair every morning before school, humming old songs she barely remembered the words to. She smelled like soap and coffee and something floral I never asked about. She once told me, "Love is when someone chooses you every day." I nodded like I understood, but I didn't. At 16, I thought love was being wanted, being looked at, being chosen in a room full of girls. I wore my first red lipstick to the school dance and felt like a movie star when a boy named Henry asked me to dance. My heart beat so loud I thought everyone could hear it. I married young, 21. His name was Robert. He was handsome, serious, and had big plans. He wanted to be important. He wanted people to admire him. I wanted to be loved. I thought those two things went together. In the beginning, he held my hand everywhere. At the grocery store, in church, even in the car, one hand on the wheel, the other holding mine. I felt chosen. That was enough, or so I thought. As years passed, he talked more about his job than about me. Compliments became rare. Dates became errands. I learned to swallow disappointment like medicine. I told myself, this is what grown-up love looks like. I had 2 children, a boy, then a girl. I poured myself into them, their scraped knees, their school lunches, their bedtime stories. But even then, I wanted to be seen. I wanted someone to look at me and say, I know you, I see you, I choose you. I didn't know how to ask for that, so I waited, and I waited, and I waited. When I chose the wrong kind of love, it was 1985. I was 42 years old. I met Daniel at the library where I worked part-time. He was charming, funny. He asked me questions about myself, real questions. Not what's for dinner, or did you pay the bills, but things like, what do you miss from your childhood, and what scares you the most? No one had asked me those things in years. When he looked at me, I felt visible, and that feeling, it was intoxicating. I knew it was dangerous. I knew I was crossing a line, but I told myself I deserved to feel alive again. I told myself I had sacrificed enough. One afternoon, he brushed my hand when passing me a book. It was nothing, but it felt like everything. That night I stood in my kitchen, staring at the yellow wallpaper I had hated for 20 years, and whispered, I deserve more. I chose him, and in doing so, I broke something I can never fix. My marriage ended. My children looked at me differently. My mother cried when I told her. Daniel and I didn't last. Of course we didn't. He loved the version of me that made him feel special. Not the real me, not the tired me, not the aging me. When he left, I felt foolish, empty, older than I had ever felt before. I had traded stability for attention, and I thought that was love. What time revealed. Time has a way of telling the truth, slowly, quietly, without mercy. My children grew up, moved away, started lives that didn't include me much. Holidays became quieter, then silent. I dated, I searched. I tried to recreate that feeling of being seen. of being wanted, but each year it became harder, not just because I was older, but because I was tired. Tired of pretending, tired of explaining myself, tired of hoping someone would save me from my loneliness. One winter when I was 68, I slipped on ice and broke my wrist. I sat in the emergency room for 6 hours alone, no one to call, no one who knew my middle name, no one who remembered how I liked my tea. That was the night it hit me. Love isn't fireworks. It isn't attention. It isn't being chosen once. It's being known and still being chosen. I thought of my mother's words. Love is when someone chooses you every day. I finally understood what she meant. I had spent my life chasing moments instead of building meaning. I wanted affection without commitment, validation without vulnerability. I wanted to be admired, not understood, and now I had silence. What love really is. I'm 82 now. My hair is thin. My knees ache. I forget why I walk into rooms sometimes, but I remember everything that mattered. Love is not loud. It doesn't beg for attention. It doesn't make you anxious. Real love feels like being able to rest. It feels like someone knowing your story and staying anyway. I learned that affection isn't about grand gestures. It's about consistency. It's about someone noticing when you stop humming, when you're quieter than usual, when your eyes don't light up the way they used to. Older women don't want fairy tales. We want peace. We want to be safe enough to be soft. We want to be held without having to perform. I wasted years thinking love had to be earned through sacrifice, through beauty, through silence. But love is not a reward. It's a choice made daily by two people who see each other clearly. If I could speak to my younger self, I wouldn't warn her about heartbreak. I'd warn her about confusion, about mistaking excitement for connection, about mistaking attention for affection. I'd tell her, don't abandon yourself to be loved. The right kind of love will never ask you to disappear. If you're still searching for love, please listen to me. Don't wait until your house is quiet to realize what mattered. Don't trade your truth for temporary affection. Call someone, sit with them, let them know you, really know you. You still have time. I don't. If this story touched you, stay with me here. There's more I want to share before time takes that away too.